little bit with Reed. Obviously, you see a quarterback like that, you think he's going to run the whole time, but I wouldn't be surprised. This is a guy who set some records last year in the passing game, so very, very potent duo of quarterbacks for Chico.
Really interesting to see. Robbins in the shotgun. Pass completed to about the 41-yard line, so a pickup of about 4 or 5.
Yeah, when that Chico offensive line is giving Robbins some time, he can throw some pretty nice darts out there. They're just going to have to keep the protection up because when he's been, minus that touchdown pass, when he's been flushed out of the pocket, he hasn't been as accurate.
Trayvon Reed with the catch. Makes his way down to about the 32-yard line. So Chico's offense is firing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of dinking and dunking the ball down the field right now. I think they're trying to set up a lot of shorter routes and maybe set up those bigger play action routes later in the second half.
Trayvon Reed in motion. Robbins in the shotgun. Handoff taken there by Josh Kopak. Still on his feet. We'll see if he gets the first down here, but it looks like he gets it down to about the 19-yard line, and that is a first down.
Yeah, nice second effort there to make the first down. It looks like this Chico offensive line is starting to assert itself a little bit in this first quarter here. Let's see if they can push him back and find the end zone.
Robbins back to pass. Finds Barack Karata-Kelly. Oh, there is a flag on the play. And that's a holding on the offensive line, so that'll move him back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, though. The offensive line picked up a nice blitz from Zeph King on the weak side, but looks like he might have grabbed too much jersey on that one.
A minute 27 remaining here in the first quarter. The Chico Panthers on top of the Paradise Bobcats, 7-0.
Yeah, that's kind of a killer penalty, not only for the yards, but, Chico finally had a nice kind of rhythm going down the field, and a penalty like that kind of messes everything up.
Reed in motion. Robbins in the shotgun. And another flag.
Now having two penalties in a row will really mess up that rhythm.
All those hard yards they worked for just disappearing. Another false start on the Chico line. So that'll move them way back. So 1st and 20 for the Panthers. Trayvon Reed takes that himself. Cuts through a couple defenders before falling down at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, nice little option package there that Chico shows with Eli Pennick running the pitch back. And Reed made the very nice read to cut it upfield and get some positive yards again.
Robbins rolling out to the right. Looks downfield for Barack Karata-Kelly. Just out of his reach.
Yeah, just out of his reach. And I don't know if rolling him out is really in his comfort zone. He hasn't really proven to be as accurate being flushed out of the pocket like that, but we'll see if the young man can settle down and make some nice throws on the run as this game progresses.
So a 3rd and 16 now for the Panthers. Robbins is going to throw downfield. Looking for double covered Jesse Holmes.
Yeah, and you got to expect that Jesse Holmes is going to have a lot of double coverage for most of the night. That might have been just a ball to save some yardage there and save the sack. Because not only was he not open, but pass wasn't quite there either.
So facing a 4th down here. Robbins giving some pressure, rolling out to his right. Finds Trayvon Reed downfield. We'll see if he has enough for the first down. But a great pass there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to be coming up just short. But good effort there by the Chico offense. Got to like the aggressiveness there by Coach Alvister, try to go for it, try to make, a big play early. But that Bobcat defense, like we said, they're not flashy. They don't, they put up a lot of or let teams put up a lot of points on them, but they make the big stops when they need to and gets their offense back on the field.
So 1st and goal for the Panthers. Karate Kelly took a big hit as he caught that pass simultaneously, able to maintain the ball. Oh, excuse me, that was a turnover on downs, my bad. Jonathan Dixon up the middle.
Yeah, and if there's ever a drive for the Bobcats to kind of assert themselves, it's definitely now. It's kind of rare to see them trailing in the first quarter, so I know Coach Prince wants to keep this ball, kind of rope-a-dope it down the field and maybe hit a big play-action pass.
Burrows in motion, handoff taken there by Jonathan Dixon, bouncing it to the outside. Shaking himself off of a couple of would-be tacklers before getting the first down at about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it was a great effort there by Karate Kelly to hang on for dear life to Dixon, because if he would have broken that tackle, he might still be running at this point.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. The Chico Panthers on top 7-0 over the Paradise Bobcats. So a lot of action here in the first quarter. It's good to see.
Yeah, I was actually kind of anticipating, it to be kind of a 10-7, 14-7, 14-14 ball game with these two explosive offenses. But obviously, the defenses on both sides, did some good job this week. Obviously, knowing their competition well and made some good game time adjustments. So we'll see if both defenses can stand up, or maybe these offensive coordinators can make some tweaks and put some more points on the board.
It's got to be hard to control a two-quarterback system like the Chico Panthers have been throwing all season long.
Yeah, it can be kind of tough because, you always want to, find that quarterback that's, really feeling and has that rhythm. But, both these kids are great athletes, and they've shown that they can not only hold the helm at the quarterback, but, make great plays with each other and find that connection on the field. And it's very unique in a two-quarterback system. So let's see if they can continue to find each other and make plays.
And a great job also by the Panthers defense to hold this explosive Paradise offense scoreless. The game's already a quarter of the way through, and Bobcats are looking to put some points up. Burrows, the ball carrier, gets about 7 or 8 yards there.
Yeah, nice push by that Bobcat offensive line. Push the defenders off the ball and almost 5-6 yards down the field. And if you're a coach, that's a happy sight to see.
So 2nd and 4 now for Paradise. Another handoff up the middle, good for the first down.
Yeah, and that's a nice characteristic that you see out of this Bobcat offense. Even though they're down 7-0 right now, they don't panic. They know that they have a good offensive line that can grind out the clock, and a couple playmakers in Hayes and Hayes and Porter that can strike at any moment.
Hayes on the quarterback keeper, still on his feet, taken down at about the 50-yard line. So picks up 5 on the play.
Yeah, excellent pursuit once again by this Panther defense. They know that Hayes likes to keep that ball and take it to the outside, and it looks like they've had a pretty good read on that play so far in this first quarter.
And this is what the Paradise's plays are designed to do. Get those quick, short yards, keep the chains moving. Handoff up the middle there.
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers were on a blitz, sending Jesse Holmes from his cornerback position. Luckily for them, they ran away from the blitz, but ran into a wall, forcing a 3rd down about 4 right here.
That was Kenny Bankson on that carry. Hayes keeps it himself, finds a nice hole up the middle, taking it to the outside, spins off of a tackler, before being pushed out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So, wow, here we go. Paradise starting to get something going.
There we go. And you know what? Just when Paradise needs a big play, it always seems that Tom Hayes is always right behind it to make the nice vision with the ball, get upfield, and make the first down.
And that was a great spin off of the linebacker there.
I believe that's the X button on your PlayStation, I think.
Absolutely. Burrows taken down at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice solid tackle there by James Webb, cutting across his man and making a tackle in the backfield, forcing the second and long. Both these defensive lines have looked pretty good so far in this these opening quarters.
I got to tell you, I expected a little bit more scoring. And there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be yet another false start penalty for the Bobcats.
So that'll move them back 5 yards.
Yeah, this is kind of a critical second and long here. Expect the Bobcats to keep it on the ground, try to pick up some solid yardage here and make this a third and manageable because, like we said, we don't want to, the Bobcats don't want a predictable third down throwing situation.
And they're going to throw down here to Johnny Porter just out of his reach. So another great job by Chico.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the Holmes-Porter matchup, but Ryan Barnett made a nice play from his position, not to get too excited and hit Porter and draw the flag, but just put enough pressure so he couldn't make a nice catch. So both these defenses catching up or stepping up nicely.
Ryan Barnett also doubles as a wide receiver for this Panthers team. Hayes dropping back to pass. Looking for Porter again. Excuse me, that was number 7, Kevin Townsend. And there was definitely some touching there. They get the flag.
Yeah, definitely some contact on the end of the play there, but it was semi-questionable whether the ball was catchable at that point. Very late flag coming on the field. And
it looked to be a little bit out of his reach.
Yeah, and the home crowd not very pleased with that call.
And I agree with them. That was an uncatchable ball.
But unfortunately for the Panthers, it's going to be a first down, and it's going to be a big play early here for the
nice
Bobcats.
Break there for the Bobcats. Nice field positioning.
Yeah, and this is
about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, very nice field positioning. This is a field positioning that the Bobcat offense is very comfortable working with.
Jonathan Dixon takes the handoff, picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, as we mentioned over the weeks, Jonathan Dixon is their big short yardage goal line bruiser. Most of his touchdowns averaging from about 1 to 5 yards. So
he's definitely their short yardage guy.
Yeah, they like to get it to the big bulldozer in the red zone. So
Big boy also plays defensive line for the Bobcats. Handoff taken there by Burrows. Given a rough ride by one of the linebackers. And we'll see if they have enough for the first down. It looks about close.
Yeah, not sure if they're going to pull the chain gang out and check this one out again. Nope, looks like they're going to give it to
Yeah,
him.
they motion the first down, so it'll be a first and goal for the Cats.
Yeah, as I was saying, Dixon is their man in the red zone, but if he can't, they had trouble getting him into the end zone last week. But if in that case, they like to run Hayes on Johnny Porter on a little corner route, try to spring him open. Let's see if Holmes is covering him.
Smoots in motion. Another handoff taken by Jonathan Dixon, in for a Paradise touchdown. So 7:57 into the second quarter, and the Paradise Bobcats finally get some points on the board. And there we go, talking about Jonathan Dixon again. He's their guy, short yardage. Quick, fast, hard to take down. Found a nice hole and punched it in.
That's right. As I said over the weeks, when you're knocking on the door, just let Dixon kick it in. He kicks it in for 6 right there.
Sutter White, the junior, is going to kick this one through. Almost blocked by Jesse Holmes. So we have a tied ball game. Jonathan Dixon in for the score. So a low-scoring game so far.
Low-scoring game, but if you're the Bobcats, you got to be encouraged by that drive. Obviously, you're helped a little bit with the pass interference penalty at the end, but you got some rhythm going with your offensive line, and they've been pretty quiet. Both teams' secondaries have been playing really well, kind of containing those passing offenses. But we know that the Bobcats can grind it out, and I think it's important, as I said earlier, for the Panthers, establish a little bit of a running game themselves in order just to eat some clock, get some rhythm and some momentum themselves.
And Tom Hayes just keeps trying to find Johnny Porter downfield, unable to connect, and that's a surprise for them, as they were able to do that miraculously last week.
Yeah, I don't think Johnny Porter is too much of a secret in the northern section anymore. So I think the Panthers have been game planning for him all week, and Bobcats are going to have to find another answer in that passing offense.
And we saw Jesse Holmes, the wide receiver for the Panthers, was being double covered there. So both teams queuing on to their wide receiving threats.
Yeah, let's see if the Panthers can get another nice return here, get them some field position. This is the nice field position in the first quarter that helped them get that touchdown.
Sutter Wyatt's going to kick this one back to Eli Pennick. Big kick there. He's going to take that at about the 15-yard line, making his way to the outside before being taken out of bounds at around the 27-yard line.
Matt, we've seen how potent Trevin Reed's been over the last few years here at Chico, but Robbins, as I said, has stepped up nicely. He set a northern section record a few weeks ago, going 18 for 18 in a game. And he's matched the record for passing touchdowns in the game last week with 7. So pretty impressive how this young man has just sprung out of nowhere and made a huge impact.
And there's still half a season to play, so these records are going to be just shattered. Pass over the middle for Trevon Reed, good for a couple. So Reed goes down early in the season. Robbins pops right in, and now they're receiving and throwing threat.
Yeah, they're both cooking some good mojo together in that backfield.
Reed in motion. Handoff taken there by Kopech. Able to move his way forward for about 4. So a 3rd and about 3 here. And Kopech is down.
Oh, and that's never good when you see a player take off his helmet like that. And, that's poor fella is in a lot of pain right now.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
away from immortality.
This is a total.
And welcome back to PlayOnSports.com. We took a quick commercial break for the injured running back, Josh Kopech.
Yeah, it looks
and
like
able to make his way off the field by himself.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be some sort of ankle injury. Luckily, he was walking a little gingerly off that field, but nothing too serious. So hopefully the young man can get taped up, iced up, whatever he needs to do, and get back in this very important ball game here for the Panthers.
So number 3, Cordero Rios in at running back. And an encroachment there.
Looks like King got kind of caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Zeph King
that one.
showing his eagerness to get to Daniel Robbins.
Yeah, as we mentioned, he likes to blitz early and often and try to anticipate that snap count, but just jumped the gun a little too early on that one, and it's going to force a first down here.
So here you see Jesse Holmes lined up to the near side. Rios in the backfield, Robbins in the shotgun. Quick pass over the middle for Jesse Holmes, complete. Swung out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, however.
Yeah, that was a nice read by Holmes to cut off that route and go right in the middle because Johnny Porter was kind of in a bailout anticipating the deep route. So nice adjustment by Holmes to have a big open target for his quarterback. We'll see if it comes back here or not.
We'll see what this flag is for, but it looked like Holmes was giving him a stiff arm. I'm wondering if it is a face mask. Yeah, and that is a face mask on Jesse Holmes. The fans don't like that very much. So that'll move him back. Usually the offensive player is not the one given the face mask.
No, and I mean, obviously sometimes the receiver can get away with that on all levels of football, but obviously it was a little too obvious for the official there, and he made the call.
Sometimes you got to be careful with those stiff arms.
I mean, it's kind of hard. You know, you have not only two great receivers, but two great cornerbacks going at each other, so
Johnny Porter and Jesse Holmes.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a pretty competitive matchup for the rest of this evening, so they're going to be going tick for tat.
6:40 remaining here in the second quarter. PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school football. Intercepted there. Robbins was looking for Eli Pennick downfield.
Yeah, and that was a nice play by Justin Gist coming up from his safety spot, making a nice read on the bad throw, and was kind of a ball hawk there and just snapped that ball right out of the air. Big turnover, first turnover here in this ball game.
So that'll bring Hayes and the Bobcats back out on offense. Tyler Burrows takes the handoff and is able to make his way forward for about 2. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, and those are just kind of the turnovers that the Bobcats seem to make when they need to. You know, like I said, they average giving up over 20 points a game as a defense, but they always find those moxie-like plays that kind of give their offense a spark and get them the ball back.
Jonathan Dixon takes the handoff, still on his feet. And it took about 10 Panthers to bring him down there.
Yeah, and it's going to need about, as we've been saying throughout the weeks, it's going to need about 3, 4, 5 Panthers to take him down all night. But like I said, if they can keep doing that, they can wear down the big man because he looked like he got a little tired last week against Enterprise.
This has certainly been a defensive matchup tonight.
Unexpectedly, a defensive
exactly.
matchup.
And another flag.
Looks like it's Addie Pierce's turn to jump off sides here.
So that'll be enough for the first down. Seen a lot of flags tonight, which could come into play later on.
Yeah, hopefully the two teams can clean that up, because we'd hate to see a game have to be decided by a penalty like that. Or,
Man.
So hopefully, coaches can make some adjustments and clean up their ball team's acts a little bit.
Tyler Burrows again gets the handoff. Swung down by a Chico Panther. No gain on the play. Loses about a yard, so a 2nd and 11.
Yeah, nice play by James Webb coming from his defensive lineman spot. And both defensive lines have made a lot of noise early in this game, and just made a nice read, cut across the guard's face, made a nice tackle to force a 2nd and long.
So 2nd and 11, 4:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Hayes' pass tipped right at about the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd and 11.
We've been talking about how the Bobcats have brought a lot of good pressure so far in this game, but so have the Panthers, dialing up some blitzes and pressures themselves, keeping Tom Hayes in that passing game at bay.
In certain situations like that, you're likely to see Hayes bounce it to the outside, but so far tonight he's been able to get those plays off in time before being brought down.
Yeah, he's only really had one big running play so far as well, so good containment by this Panthers defense.
Hayes rolling out to the right side, looking for Johnny Porter, finds him, stays in bounds, shakes off a couple of defenders. Able to get out to the 20-yard line and pick up the first down.
And that's why, as a defense, you got to stay, disciplined when tackling Johnny Porter, because he's obviously got some moves, and you got to, see what you hit, bring him down, because they could have been close to forcing a 4th and 1 there, but Johnny Porter able to make some nice dance moves for the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. And it's starting to get chilly out here. My hands are frozen.
Oh, you can't be complaining. We were outside last week.
Fall is in the air, my friend. Hayes takes it himself, cuts back into the middle before being taken down at about the 18-yard line. So a 2nd and 8 now for the Bobcats.
Yeah, as I said in the last red zone possession for the Bobcats, very familiar and very friendly territory for this offense that likes to ground it out and hit you with a play-action pass when you least expect it. But let's see if that defensive line can get to Hayes. They've been doing a pretty good job in the first half, and they're going to need a big sack or force Hayes to throw a mistake here.
Burrows again to the outside, dragged down there by Barack Karata-Kelly.
Yeah, Barack Karata-Kelly active on both sides of the ball tonight. Comes up and makes a great tackle there. Looks like Burrows had some daylight on the outside, but that gap closed pretty quickly, and it's going to force a big 3rd down.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Bobcats. Folks, be sure to stay tuned at halftime for the halftime show. We will take a quick break at the conclusion of this quarter, and then we will hit you guys with the halftime show. Hayes rolling out to the right. Intercepted there by Ryan Barnett, still on his feet. Down to about the 30-yard line. Still on his feet before being taken down by Tyler Burrows at about the 45-yard line. So, wow.
Yeah. Asking you shall receive, I guess. Like I said, Chico front four, made a nice pressure, forcing Holmes out of pocket, making Hayes throw a mistake. And a caravan of Panthers made a slew of great blocks to spring him free and give him some nice field position here with about 2 minutes left in this half.
And you heard the Panthers fans, it seemed like they wanted a flag for holding back there, but
I don't think
glad the flag wasn't thrown.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy about that. And it looks like Mother Momentum is cooking on the Panthers side right now.
Read option. Taking that one is Cordero Rios, who gets about 6 or 7 yards on the option.
Yeah, good play by the Bobcat defense to force the pitch early, but Rio showed his speed to the outside and picked up some nice yardage there and smartly got out of bounds to save those timeouts.
So 2nd and 4 now for the Panthers. Robbins finds Trevon Reed for the first down at about the 42-yard line. 2:16 remaining in the first half.
And if you're that Panther offense, giving up an interception in your last possession, that's great. And that's exactly what you need from your defense to force an interception themselves.
And another flag.
A lot of laundry thrown by the refs on this field tonight, unfortunately.
Starting to have the feel of a Raider game to it. That's bad of me to diss my own team, huh?
That's okay. At least you're being honest with yourself, and as a fellow football fan, I can respect that.
So 1st and 15 for the Chico Panthers. Robbins is going to roll out to the right side, looking downfield, finding Barack Karata-Kelly. So this guy is just all over the field tonight, making tackles.
Yeah, he needed every inch of his length right there to make that catch. Way to go up for the ball, bring it down. Had, I think, 2 feet in bounds on that one. So very nice play and very nice pitch and catch there.
And he has the only score for the Panthers offense tonight. So the Panthers looking to the sideline here. You see the coach making some motions. 1:45 remaining here. Eli Pennick in motion, and another flag. Will this be a delay of game? Oh, false start.
And that's going to be the 5th penalty for the Panthers here in the second quarter.
Wow.
They definitely have to clean that up in the second half. I mean, obviously it's a close ball game now, but
yeah, I mean, what's going to happen?
It's certainly killing this 2-minute offense right now.
And certainly they'll be talking about that during halftime. Pennick in motion. Robbins rolling out to the left side. Looking for Eli Pennick, has a catch. And that was unbelievable. Eli Pennick jumped up to make that grab.
Yeah, beautiful touch there by Robbins just to float it over Kenny Beggingson's hand. And the Panthers get a first down here and are looking to put 6 on the board.
And they have enough time. 1:43 remaining.
Yeah, if you're this Panthers offense, you don't want to give the Bobcats too much time because we've seen this Bobcat offense work beautifully with little to no time left on the clock. So hopefully they can milk this clock down, get the score before the end of the half, and not give the Bobcats too many options.
Mr. Rios up the middle for 3. Brings up a 2nd and 7. And Chico will take a timeout here. Just collect their thoughts and settle down. That was a great catch by Eli Pennick.
Yeah, beautiful catch there, and that's a good timeout. You still have 2 timeouts remaining, plenty of time. You want to make sure that this could be an instance too where you can kind of catch the Bobcats off guard. Maybe tell your offense, hey, instead of just this is the next play we're gonna run like 2 or 3 plays right on the line. Kind of catch the Bobcats sleeping in the next couple plays and maybe get a quick score. But I think it is important for them to milk the clock because we have seen Tom Hayes, even though they don't have an explosive passing offense, we've seen him take the ball and run 50, 60 yards at a time sometimes. And like I said, you don't want to give this Bobcat offense too much time left.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Chico Panthers. Rios in the backfield. Robbins in the shotgun. Trevon Reed in motion. Robbins back to pass. Almost picked off there. Pass intended for Barack Karata-Kelly.
Yeah, Broken up beautifully there by the quarterback, Tom Hayes. Almost came down with it and almost made a great second effort to bring it down a second time. Couldn't quite make the play, and it's going to force a third down here, and Chico's going to have to come up, pull something out of the bag here to keep this drive going.
You know, we bring this up every week, how both teams have a lot of two-way players, and, you know, once you get farther up into Northern California, there's a lot of smaller size rosters. Jesse Holmes. Pass intended for Jesse Holmes, but Johnny Porter is going to draw a pass interference.
I think the home crowd was almost about to riot if the flag didn't come out there, because that was a pretty blatant pass interference. And, I mean, also you can also say a good play by Porter, because you don't want to give up a touchdown right there.
Absolutely not.
You want to make the Panthers earn this. So,
especially with a minute 12 remaining.
That's right. And, you know, obviously you want to make the play for the incomplete and force the fourth down, but you don't want to give up the touchdown either. So good heads-up play by Porter.
So it'll be interesting to see how the endurance comes into play late in the third and fourth quarters, as there are a lot of two-way starters, and we've seen this all season long.
And this has been definitely somewhat of a smash-mouth game so far, not quite the fireworks show we were
Absolutely.
expecting. And that can definitely wear down on both teams.
How it's played out that way. Trayvon Reed in the shotgun. Eli Pennick in motion. Reed takes it himself. Nice stiff arm there to bounce it to the outside. Makes another defender miss. And he's in for the, they're going to call him out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Looks like he had enough to get in for the score.
Yeah, very nice salsa dance moves there, but one step too many on the outside. Very beautiful play. And Reed showing his athleticism that has been torturing the northern section for 2 seasons now.
So 2nd and goal at about the 3 or 4 yard line.
And this is kind of where a pass-happy offense can get a little tricky here with not a lot of room left. But we obviously seen Reed who can run the ball, so let's see what the Panthers do here.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 2 yard line. So they're able to pick up about a yard.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of miscommunication there between
Reed and Rios.
Reed and Rios in the backfield there. Luckily, Reed was able just to make the smart play, hold on to the ball, and live to see another down.
And it looked like he was going to be taken out for a loss, but he was able to move his way forward for a yard. Robbins in the shotgun. And is that a timeout?
No, it looks like the Bobcats are going to take
a timeout
here.
Very smart to do so. Still a lot of time left. 37 seconds, so if you're the defensive coordinator, you want to tell your guys to just settle down and dig deep. That's all they can do. They're backed up to the 3 yard line.
Yeah, huge possession here for both these teams, because if you're Chico, you're thinking, you know, let's put one more on the board, because we're going to be getting, or because Paradise is going to be getting the ball back, to start the second half, and you want to be up a score. And if you're the Bobcats, you want to hold them here, knowing that you're going to get the ball back and keep this an even game and hopefully get a nice drive in that second half. So it'll be interesting to see who wins this red zone battle.
Paradise certainly had trouble in the red zone against Enterprise last week in an explosively high-scoring game.
Yeah, they had a lot of trouble with that slot receiver, and if I was the Panthers, I wouldn't be surprised if they look at Kelly right here. Holmes has been seeing double coverage for most of the night, and he's Caracatelli has been the #1 man the last couple of weeks, so I wouldn't be surprised if he sees the ball.
Pennick in motion. Takes a handoff to the outside. Touchdown, Chico! Eli Pennick comes in motion, takes the handoff to the outside, able to find his way in for the score. And that's exactly what you want right before halftime when you're going to give the ball back to the Paradise Bobcats.
Beautiful play design there to get Eli Pennick the ball in full speed, get him to the outside so he can make some moves and find the pylon, and has reservations for 6 in the end zone.
And great blocking there by the wide receivers. And Serrato's kick is good. So the Panthers lead 14-7 over the visiting Paradise Bobcats.
And I think this is just about the good amount of time that the Panthers left for the Bobcats. Now we know Coach Prince isn't a guy who likes to, take a knee quickly at the end of the half. But if the Panthers can get a good kickoff here and force a deep field for the Bobcats, Coach Prince might not have much of a choice.
There you see Josh Kopech down on the sideline. He's been out of the game for a while after sustaining that injury. You see teammates checking up on him. But that's made way for Cordero Rios to get back into that running back position.
Yeah, it looks like they got the PJs on him, tried to keep those muscles warm while he's on the sideline. Not sure if we're going to see him back in the game, but still has his shoulder pads on.
Burroughs and Porter back to receive. A squib kick there. Nick Klein falls on top of that one.
Potentially disastrous play there for the Bobcats, but luckily both players kind of realized the situation and just kind of fell on the ball.
A smart move.
It's a very smart move. Not a brilliant start, but luckily both players kind of realized the situation and just kind of fell on it.
That was number 22, Andrew Machado, not Nick Klein. So let's see if Hayes can get something going here with 25 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, typically when the Bobcats get the ball with about 2 minutes or less in the second half, they like to run it a little bit and try to get a big play towards the end, but they're going to have to come out firing here with only not that much time left.
Handoff right up the middle by Tyler Burroughs. Finds a huge hole before being taken down at about the 43-yard line. 16 seconds remaining. The clock stops to move the chains.
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers weren't expecting a quick little draw play there, expecting the pass, but Burroughs was able to pick up some nice yardage.
Again, they go up the middle with the huge hole. Burroughs again. Almost in an identical situation. Getting about 20 yards.
Yeah, it's impressive that this offense can move the ball like that with just the running play. You're thinking with, less than 30 seconds left in the game, we need to pass. But, with this pretty potent offensive line and running game, they can get down the field quickly, and they have put up touchdowns in the second quarter, at the end of the second quarter, quite often in the last couple of weeks. So let's see if they can get either a field goal or a touchdown here.
With 6 seconds left, I assume you'd go to the air, but we'll see.
Yeah, and if you're the Panthers defense, you got to be thinking about putting 2, maybe 3 guys on Johnny Porter, because it's Tom Pace's favorite toy there in the receiving corps.
Absolutely.
Might be a little bit too far out of range for the field goal team.
So 6 seconds remaining here. Jesse Holmes at safety for the Panthers. Hayes is going to throw this one downfield, gets it off just in time. And that one out of the reach. That'll do it for the first half. Folks, be sure to stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes to get the halftime show started. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the halftime show here on PlayOnSports.com. And so far, not quite the offensive showdown we were expecting between Chico and Paradise.
No, it looks like both of these defenses showed up nicely. You know, Chico took advantage of a very nice kickoff return in the first half and set up Karatakeli with a nice passing touchdown about 6 yards. The Paradise, struck back in the second quarter with a 4-yard run by Jonathan Dixon, but Chico forced a great interception in the red zone by Barnett to give the Panthers the ball with about 2 minutes left in the second half, and they marched down the field and gave the ball to Pennick for about a 4-yard run. And that's pretty much all the scoring we've seen so far, and kind of unexpected. But like I said, both these defenses I think did a lot of their homework this week.
And Karatakeli coming up with some big stops on defense as well, and is in the running right now for our player of the game. So we'll just wait and see how things play out.
Yeah, Matt, last week wasn't very there were some scores in the first half, but I think both teams kind of, opened up the can a little bit, and we saw a scoring explosion in the third quarter. So let's see if both these coordinators can make some adjustments and it will put some points on the board. I think if you're the Bobcats, you got to look for someone else not named Johnny Porter in that passing game, because I don't think that the Panthers are going to allow that. And if you're the Panthers, you got to stay patient on offense. Try to find that running game a little bit more, but they've had some nice connections between Reed and Robbins.
And it's certainly been all about Tyler Burrows for the Paradise Bobcats. On the last drive of the half, he took 2 20-yard bursts up the middle with seconds remaining. They were unable to get into the end zone, obviously, but still, I'm interested to see how Hayes is going to come out here in the second half.
Yeah, and he usually, as we said earlier, he usually has a hard time getting started in the first quarters, but usually finds his rhythm by the second quarter. We haven't really seen that rhythm yet, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see it with this potent, with this Chico defensive line that has really stepped up so far tonight and really put a lot of pressure and obviously made Hayes the throw that red zone mistake.
And in scores from around the league, Enterprise is on top. Foothill is on top of Enterprise 31-19. So certainly, pending the results of these games, it could be a shift upwards or downwards for any of these teams in the Eastern Athletic League.
Yeah, and I think if the Panthers can pull up the upset here, they're going to have a lot of new fans in the EAL. I know a lot of fans around the northern section would like to see Paradise get their first league loss here, but this is a tough team that doesn't like to give up. We obviously saw that they have some fight in them in that thriller last week, and it's going to be interesting to see if the defenses can hold it up still, or maybe both of these offenses can kind of wake up and put points on the board like we know they can.
So we have another half of action coming up for you folks here soon. That'll do it for our halftime show from PlayOnSports.com. And the second half is just about underway. Tyler Burrows and Johnny Porter will be back to receive this kickoff. So I'm excited to see Tom Hayes and how he adjusts here in the second half. Like you said, they aren't usually a first and second quarter team. We saw the third quarter explosion they had last week.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Dixon, he's run the ball well in the second half. I think he has to be a bigger factor to open up this passing game.
Tyler Burrows will take that from about the 10-yard line, shaking off a couple of defenders before being brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And who knows, maybe Burrows could be the hero of this game and get this running game and offense going. But as I said, this Chico defense has really, stuck to its reads and really forced Hayes out of the pocket to make some bad decisions with the ball.
And Burroughs and Dixon have been the primary running threats. So here we go, 1st and 10 to start things off in the second half.
Yeah, both James Webb and Anthony Rodriguez had a nice first half for the Panthers, so let's see if they keep that up.
Hayes takes this one up the middle, gets about 7 or 8 on the carry.
And I think, we're used to seeing this Paradise team get to the line pretty quickly. They've kind of backed off that a little bit this game. I think they need to increase the tempo a little bit, find that rhythm if they want to get past this pretty stout Chico defense tonight.
And 2nd and 1. Burroughs again up the middle, gets the first down.
Yeah, good solid push by the offensive line, a line that's been, has been here and really established itself in the running game, but has shown some weaknesses in the passing game. So they really need to get on the same page in order to have some successful drives.
Dixon up the middle, gets about 7 or 8 there.
And as I said earlier, Coach Rick Prince isn't one to panic, even when he's down by 7 points with that number 1 ranking in question right now, down 7 points. But he's going to continue to run that ball and take his opportunities in the passing game when it's there.
Dixon again fights forward, still on his feet. Taken down at about the 44-yard line.
I referenced Dixon last week or a few weeks ago as that old Buick that you have in your car. Just keeps getting dings and dents, but still runs like a gem. Nice run there.
Porter in motion. Handoff there for Burroughs. He falls almost immediately. And another injured Panther on the play with his helmet off. This is never good to see.
No, that's unfortunate. Looks like it's going to be one of their defensive linemen on the ground. Can't see which one it is, but that line has been playing pretty well, so this could be a pretty big blow for them. Hopefully the young man's okay.
And this is the second injury of the night for the Panthers. Josh Kopech went down in the first half with what appeared to be an ankle injury of some sort.
And I can't be sure. It looks like it might be James Webb. I don't see him sitting there. Oh, no, he actually has his helmet off right there, so I'm not sure who the injured Panther is, but whoever it is, like we said, hopefully it's nothing too serious for a defensive line that has actually held its own for most of the first half.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And it's Jonathan Chin, the 5'10", 190-pound senior lineman, being helped off there by a couple of trainers.
Yeah, I like Kopech walking off gingerly, but able to put some pressure on that injured leg, so maybe they can get him taped up and back in the game. But Kopech still sitting on that bench, hasn't returned yet, so we'll see if the big defensive lineman can get back in the game.
Porter in motion, handoff there to Dixon, finds a nice hole, still on his feet, gets it to about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and
picks up 9 on the carry.
Yeah, and if that passing game isn't there for the Bobcats, they have to go to Dixon. As we've mentioned throughout the night and throughout most of the weeks, he's a big, strong guy who can pick up those tough yards, and they'll probably be looking for him on 3rd and short here. But once you get that defense sucked in, that's an opportunity for Hayes not only to pull it out and run to the outside, but to open up that play-action game as well.
And that was Malik Hopkins, the injured Panther. 3rd and short, a fumbled snap. And a Panther falls on it. So just as it looked like the Bobcats were starting to get something going, Cordero Rios, the running back, comes up on the fumble.
Yeah, and that's the second consecutive Bobcat drive that's been broken up by turnovers. We had the interception at the end of the second quarter, and now a fumble to start off the third quarter, and that's not good news for Coach Prince and this Bobcats team. But let's see if the Panthers can extend their lead here with this drive.
Robbins in the shotgun. Rios in the backfield. Looking to throw here on first down to Jesse Holmes. Comes up with a catch and looks like he gets a couple. About a gain of 4. So a 2nd and 6 now for the Chico Panthers.
Yeah, good tackle there by Johnny Porter not to let Holmes break free and get some more yards after catch. The Panthers have been liking that short pass play throughout the night. I'm sure they're going to continue to go back to it.
And you got to give a lot of credit to this Chico defense who has held this explosive offense to only 7 points. Pass over the middle for Jesse Holmes, just out of his hands. Would have had a hefty gain there.
Yeah, had his man open in the middle, but Robbins threw it right behind by Holmes. That would have been a tough catch, reaching back to get that ball, but if you're a quarterback, you have to lead your man there so he can make the catch and pick up some yards.
Robbins back to pass. Looking downfield for Reed. Comes up with a big catch down to the 30-yard line. Sorry, I was screened by the wall right here. I couldn't see it for a second.
That's okay. I should have helped you out with
Reed
that one.
comes up with a huge catch. Oh, no. There's a flag.
Yeah, the Bobcats came with a little stunt blitz there, flip-flopping their defensive lineman, sending the linebacker, and was a little bit too much for that Chico offensive line, and unfortunately someone on that line grabbed a jersey, taking back that big pass play.
And we talked earlier, that is Chico's 6th penalty of the night. And, eventually it's going to catch up to him, and it certainly does there.
Yeah, turnovers have been catching these Bobcats off guard and really hold them back. It's been the penalties tonight for the Panthers that have kind of held them back, despite having the lead. That's a big play that was kind of sank, and they're going to need Coach Alvister is going to have to dig deep in the playbook to get a first down here, but maybe possibly just a draw play.
So 3rd and 21. Robbins giving some pressure, takes it himself, and he's going to be taken down there by Zeph King.
Yeah, good pursuit there by the big man, Zeph King, roaming the middle, not letting Robbins get any more yards and make it a really explosive play, forcing a 4th down here for the Panthers.
And penalties are drive killers. You see it there.
Now, despite the Bobcat interception in the second quarter, this might be their best field position for the night, so let's see if they can get a good return.
Porter's going to take this one at about the 30-yard line. Cuts up the middle, finds a nice hole, and gets it to about the 48-yard line, so a nice return there by Porter.
Beautiful return, not great tackling by that Panthers defense right there. Porter is a shifty customer, can make you miss, but, Panthers defense, you've been been practicing for this guy all week. You got to know he can make those moves and make some very nice moves there to put the Bobcats in great field position.
And both defenses going punch for punch here tonight. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been fun. Kind of different pace than we expected, but fun nonetheless.
And Dixon finds a nice hole. Down to about the 10-yard line for a Paradise touchdown. And they just cannot bring this guy down.
The bus is running on schedule on that one right there. Found the hole, broke through the line, only had one man to beat, and just blew right by him for the nice touchdown run.
Jonathan Dixon with a Jerome Bettis-style run up the middle, unable to be taken down, and he gets it, gets in, and this should tie the ball game pending this extra point.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dixon was a little winded after that run. Like I said, most of his touchdown runs are between 1 and 4 or 5 yards. That one was about 45 yards right there. So.
And who knew defensive linemen could run the ball that well, huh?
It's a dream. It's been my dream, as a former defensive lineman.
That's the life I someday want to live.
That is the life right there.
So 7:56 remaining here in the third quarter. We have a tied ball game. And like you said, Paradise usually likes to get things going after halftime, and
Yeah, absolutely. Gets it going right there. Nice punt return to set it up by Porter. And, just a one-hit wonder right there by Dixon. Take it all the way into the end zone.
And let's give Chico credit, the defense, for coming up with that big fumble. Unfortunately, a penalty flag cost them. And see, there we go. That's the penalties catching up to them.
Yeah, that Chico offense need to, limit their penalties. This is a defense for them that's played really well, but obviously a big guy like Dixon can wear you down. And best thing for them right now is sustain a nice drive, keep their defense off the field, maybe make some adjustments for the next time they come out.
Pennick, Holmes, and Karate Kelly back to return this kick. It's starting to get cold. I put my sweatshirt on.
Oh, come on. It's only like, 60-something degrees? I know up here in the north section we got hit by that heat wave, and I think this nice, cool weather has caught everyone off guard. But as you said earlier, it's fantastic football weather.
And you guys were talking about an earthquake last night. Unfortunately, I did not feel it. And Pennick's going to take this one at about the 15-yard line. Goes to the outside. Shakes a couple of defenders before being pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. So here comes Robbins and the Panthers. Daniel Robbins, the 5'11", 185-pound senior, leads this offense along with Trevon Reed, who also takes some quarterback snaps.
Looks like we're going to have a little audible here. Coach Alvister saw something in the defense. Going to try to change it to play here.
It looked like they changed that up when Izzy Welch came to the line showing blitz. Robbins finds Karate Kelly across the 35-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play.
Yeah, it looks like the Bobcats might have made an adjustment there too on the audible, exiting out of the blitz, and they dropped everyone in that zone. But the Panthers able to make a nice little 6-yard gain.
So 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Rios in the backfield, Robbins in the shotgun. Pennick in motion. Rios jumps over the defensive line, able to get a couple. So a 3rd and short for the Panthers.
Yeah, a 3rd and short and a 3rd down they really need here, just to get some confidence back in their offense and, like I said, to keep the chains moving and give that defense a break. That's been playing pretty well tonight.
Trevon Reed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little run option here out of Reed with the 3rd and short, getting to the outside.
Reed takes it himself, has enough for the 1st down. Still on his feet, bouncing it to the outside. Trevon Reed gets taken down at about the 30-yard line, so right when it looks like he's going to be taken down, he's able to find a way out.
That's right.
And a huge burst there.
Yeah, huge burst there. Play started off nicely by making the nice option read. Was able to keep his balance near the line of scrimmage, and once again he shows you that speed that he's very capable of to get the burst and put his team on the right side of the 50 for the 1st down.
And you heard how loud that Paradise fan base was getting. Robbins back to pass. Looks for Jesse Holmes, just out of his reach. Unable to connect there.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time that we've seen Robbins throw behind Holmes on the passing play there. They've never really been in sync for most of the night. Most of that's been to some nice defensive, game planning and adjustments, but a lot of that, if you're a quarterback, you got to step up, make that throw in front of him so Holmes can get the ball and make a play with it.
And it certainly seems like Tom Hayes has been out of sorts with his wide receivers as well.
That's right.
This game's been played on the ground for most. Reed with the option, takes it himself. Gets it to the outside. Gives Kevin Townsend a nice stiff arm.
Yeah, beautiful crack block there by Caracatelli, excuse me. Had a little something in my throat there, but nice block to spring his man free and get him some pretty close to the first down. Another third down here. I wouldn't expect the ball to go anywhere but except in Trevon Reed's hands.
So 3rd and a couple for the Panthers. 6:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pennick in motion. Reed takes it himself again to the outside. Gets dragged down by defensive captain Izzy Welch.
Yeah, beautiful pursuit there. Looks like he might have slipped out of the scripts, but, Izzy Welch shows his strength right there to, limit the damage and bring up a 4th down. Big 4th down here. I would expect, maybe Chico to take a timeout to think about it.
So 4th and 1 for the Panthers. They're going to go for it here. Rios in the backfield. Robbins in the shotgun. And there's a false start on Chico.
Yeah, it looks like Holmes got a little too anxious, and there's the penalties once again, hurting this Panthers offense.
So now it'll be 4th and 6.
Doesn't change the play calling too much, but obviously going from 4th and 1 and 4th and 6 is, nothing you really want to do.
So these penalties are costly.
Let's see if they change the play call here.
Robbins in the shotgun. Looking to throw downfield. Finds Jesse Holmes wide open. Touchdown, Chico. Johnny Porter had slipped on the coverage. And that left Johnny Holmes unattended.
Yeah, and that's the most daylight that Holmes has seen all day. Unfortunately, it was because Porter slipped on the play, and but great connection there. That's going to be a throw that gets Robbins a lot of confidence and gets his home crowd on their feet.
Serrato to attempt the extra point. And beautifully down the middle. Chico Panthers on top 21-14. 5:27 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and that's tough for Johnny Porter, who's been playing, a pretty outstanding game so far at that cornerback position. Hasn't made a lot of noise on offense, but has made his presence felt on defense. Unfortunately, lost his footing and gave Holmes, the easy ticket to the end zone right there.
So the Panthers unaffected by those penalties. And that's a good sign when a team can do that. Rodrigo Serrato is going to kick this one to Tyler Burrows or Johnny Porter.
I think if you're the Bobcats here on this return, you got to, set up some nice field position for yourself. So, wouldn't be too surprised. It'd be nice to see if they knew. And they just switched positions right now, so maybe they'll be setting something up in the backfield.
And Johnny Porter is going to take this one at about the 15-yard line. Take it down hard by Donovan Sanchez. Wowee.
Yeah, great job by Jonathan Sanchez to stay in his lane. Was flying down there like a bullet train and stopped and right in his tracks to limit the field position for the Bobcats.
Donovan Sanchez, the 6'3", 175-pound senior, blows Johnny Porter up. So let's see if Hayes and them can answer right back.
Yeah, they don't need a huge offensive play here. They're pretty notorious for their long sustaining 6, 7, 8, 9 play drives. Let's see if they can get one cooking up here.
Dixon up the middle for about 3. Brings up a 2nd and 7. Tyler Burrows to the outside. Tripped up at about the 24-yard line.
And there's
about a yard.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of that deception that we were talking about in the first half with this Paradise offense. Fakes the inside, gives it the outside. The Panthers weren't too fooled by that, and this is going to bring up a pretty critical third down for Coach Prince and these Bobcats.
Tom Hayes' brother, Jonathan Hayes, is the starting quarterback for Utah. They're taking on UCLA tomorrow in a Pac-12 showdown. Hayes finds Johnny Porter for a first down, down to about the 35-yard line.
And that right there, yeah, fantastic route, and probably Tom Hayes' best throw on the night as well. Throwing on the run, gets Porter, who ran a nice, crisp, clean route, and gets the first down.
Porter's going to go out this play for a breather. Kevin Townsend in at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, especially since Porter's going both ways against Holmes.
Dixon finds another big hole. Still on his feet. Are you kidding me? Able to make his way to the 45-yard line. This kid is a can't stop, won't stop running back. I mean, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, playing both ways to still have that energy to burst through the line and carry guys for a big 20 to 30-yard gain right there. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Him and Tyler Burrows, both thunder and lightning. Hayes takes it himself, cuts it to the outside, finds a hole, and gets down to about the 28-yard line. So Bobcats on the move here.
Yeah, now that they got Dixon going in that backfield, take the handoff to him, suck in about 3 or 4 Bobcats, and let Hayes take it around the outside for a nice gain. So it looks like the Bobcat offense is kind of coming alive here in this third quarter.
This certainly is the third quarter we wanted. Both offenses starting to show up.
If you're the Bobcats, you got to be saying to yourself, here we go again with another close ball game.
Oh, yeah. Dixon again up the middle. Good for a couple.
Yeah, it can be pretty tough to tackle a big guy like Dixon, but if you're that Chico defensive line who is missing one of their starters right now, you just got to get low, hopefully hit him up by the knees, and let the linebackers clean that up. You can't let Dixon get in your secondary, or else he's going to cause, reap a lot of havoc.
2nd and 7. Burrows, the ball carrier, cuts it back into the middle and taken down for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Burrows is a guy who doesn't mind getting his nose dirty in that running game. Could have easily bounced it out outside, maybe limiting his yards, but, he liked to stick his nose in there and get the tough yards and make this a 3rd and manageable for the Bobcats.
So now they're facing a 3rd and 5 situation here. Down a score. Paradise looks to get the first down here. Carry to guess who? Jonathan Dixon. And it appears to be a 4th and short.
Yeah, Dixon was able to break through the initial contact there, but once again, good pursuit by that Chico defense to limit the yards. And now the Bobcats are faced with a 4th down on the near the red zone here.
Here you see Johnny Porter coming into the game.
And that's got to be a red flag right there if you're that Chico defense.
Yeah, for the Panthers defense.
This home crowd trying to get loud for their team.
Smoot's in motion. There is a flag, however. Oh, that was an encroachment on the defense. And see, here you go. Penalties are just going to kill these guys.
Yeah, that's hurtful. That's killer right there. You got the 4th down. Want to make the big play, but just lined off a little bit too much in that neutral zone. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Bobcats. That officially, or unofficially, I should say, makes it the 9th penalty for the Panthers.
So 1st and 10 from the 15. The Dixon bus, good for about 3.
Yeah, and I'm not sure so much as the penalties are so much as a discipline issue. It's just a little bit of a lack of focus on an attention to detail.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Paradise Bobcats. Minute 15 remaining here in the third quarter. Dixon again. Still on his feet. Takes the entire defensive line to bring him down.
Yeah, it looks like that Bobcat offensive line isn't really asserting itself like it usually does in the third quarter, kind of getting blown back, not giving Dixon much room to run. I mean, like we've been saying, he is the bus, but the Panthers have been throwing up a roadblock here in these last few plays.
So Dixon gets about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Bobcats. Hayes takes it himself, options it out to Tyler Burrows. Burrows has nothing but room. Touchdown, Paradise.
Very nice play design there. Get Burrows on the outside, get him out of the teeth of that Chico defense, and he finds the pylon for 6 points.
Huge block there by Kevin Townsend. Able to make room for his running back. And Sutter Wyatt looks to tie the game here with this extra point. That one's good. So tie ball game.
It looks like we are in very familiar territory where we were last week. Not quite the scoring extravaganza in the third quarter, but we are
it's about half the points.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are very much in a ball game here in Chico. And a ball game I know the rest of the EAL is anxiously watching, waiting to hear the results from. You know,
and an update here 6 minutes ago from Thomas Lawrence, who writes for the Reading Searchlight newspaper. 13-yard touchdown pass to Travis Hall, Enterprise 38, Foothill 37. So, wow, how about a comeback there from the Enterprise Hornets?
Yeah, we know these Bobcats are comeback kids, but we know that those Hornets are relentless and very, very capable team. And, looks like they're going to be in quite a tussle with Foothill.
So we'll keep you folks updated as the night progresses. 8:45 remaining in that game. So we have ourselves a little ball game here in Chico, buddy, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And, last time when these two met on this field in the regular season, it was an equally close game. The Bobcats defeated Chico 47-42 in the regular season. So looks like they can hang with the Paradise on their own home field. Unfortunately, Chico lost to them 42-14 in the Northern Section D1 semifinals. But, having that home field advantage is obviously a big advantage here for these Panthers, and let's see if they can pull off the upset.
And so far this season for the Eastern Athletic League, we've seen all these teams beating each other by less than a touchdown or so. I mean, the past couple weeks we've seen these teams beat each other by 1 point. So we have a tied ball game here. Squib kick. Hit hard there.
Yeah, I think the kick set up that nice tackle nicely. It wasn't, your typical squib that was end over end. It almost, was like someone rolled a bottle out there. And, sometimes the football can be the most difficult thing to pick up in the world. And it looks like the returner had a lot of trouble with that. And good kick there to set up the long field.
Kevin Young fields that and gets taken down almost immediately. So Robbins in the shotgun. Rios in the backfield. Eli Pennick in motion. Given pressure there. Throws that one away.
And it looks like we might have a...
Is that a safety?
It might be an intentional grounding. If he was in the end zone in that pass, and it is intentional grounding, that will result in the safety. So
that was Justin Gist. Into pressure. Robbins there.
Yeah, coming up from his safety spot, flying in there to bring
yeah,
the
that
pressure.
Was intentional grounding. So that backs the Panthers up to their own goal line pretty much.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't in the end zone, so it's not going to bring up a safety, but it is a loss.
That's what I thought the penalty was for.
No, it is a loss of down, though, for the Panthers. They're gonna have second and about a quarter mile here.
I didn't think that was intentional grounding right away because he was able to throw it to the sideline, but I mean, he might have been out of the pocket.
Right. He was pretty close to not being out of the pocket, and I don't think there was anyone relative there, too. So pretty decent call by the officials.
The Bobcats showing blitz. Quick toss out to Eli Pennick.
Yeah, the Panthers try to go with a little trickeration right there with a direct snap to Panic, but Bobcats are in full on that, and this is a very dangerous down and distance here for the Panthers, and it looks like we have another injured Panther on the field.
This is not something you want to see if you're a Panther faithful. That's 3 injured players now so far. We've seen a lot of flags, a lot of injured players so far.
You know, Matt, as you mentioned at the start of the broadcast, we are playing here at Pleasant Valley's field, and there was a great article by Ed Booth written in the Chico News and Review a couple weeks ago talking about how Chico, despite being, you know, the oldest high school here, they haven't been without a field in quite some time. And, you know, Chico's played its, according to the article, Chico played its home games at Chico State University from 1954 to 2010, switched to Pleasant Valley High School in 2011 in a cost-cutting measure. And, you know, they tried to get some bond money to get it going, but a lot of the bond money that was going to fund a third school was used to renovate the other schools.
Yeah.
So kind of a lot of debate, but, you know, I think Chico still has found a home here, a very nice home here. And the article goes on to a quote about Principal Hanlon saying, you know, we're getting significantly better crowds now that we're playing at PV. There's better parking, more kids are showing up, and it's turned into a social event. And looking out this crowd here, you know, even though, you know, you don't see the Chico home colors flying, you can see a lot of the Chico faithful in the stands here tonight.
Absolutely. The way the fans decorate it, they have a lot of posters down there, and you know, you get the feeling of the red and black just presence in the air. They even have the Chico High School field goal blocker things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wouldn't.
Although they're playing at rival high school,
yeah,
it still has a home field too.
Yeah, you know, and it is kind of weird that the rivals play on the same field. But if you just go down a little ways down to Oroville, you know, Oroville High School and Las Plumas share, you know, Harrison Stadium, and they kind of went together to build a nice $12 million renovation, and that was a beautiful facility down there with nice press boxes and great track field. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next few years that, you know, PV reaches out to Chico or Chico reaches out to PV and says, hey, you know what, we got the field, we got the resources here, let's build a beautiful stadium that
I think that would be a great
here.
idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same situation in the Bay Area with the Niners and the Raiders over the stadium debacle. I mean, if Chico State's not willing to share their stadium to the local high school, I mean, that to me is a joke. I don't want to get into it very much.
Yeah, let's get back to this ball game here with the start of the fourth quarter before we get into the politics.
Oh, gee, cut me off. Make it seem like it's my fault. Robbins throws a bomb for Jesse Holmes. That not sure what was going on there. Are they calling that an interception or?
No, it looks like the ball dropped on the field, and I think a lot of the Chico faithful, including Holmes, wanted a flag there, but it's not going to get in. It's going to bring out the punt team to start this fourth quarter.
So Robbins is going to punt this one away. For those of you watching around the United States, we are at the high school of quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Just a fun fact. Not going to elaborate on it too much because it's not a PV game. Robbins kicking this one away. Porter's going to take it at about the 34-yard line with nice field position. Takes it to the middle. Spins his way forward for a few yards on the return.
Yeah, a little surprised he went with the cutback there. It looks like he had a bit of real estate on that left side, but you know, saw something I didn't, unfortunately. You know, but it still sets up some pretty awesome field position here for the Bobcats to try to tie up this game.
So they'll have a 1st and 10 from the 25 with great field position. going back to there in Rogerson, because I do want to brag, he is a local here, and so during the Super Bowl, you know, the whole town was rooting for the Green Bay Packers, and it was really cool to be a part of. Burrows forward for maybe one. And I was able to see him downtown and got a picture with him, and I put it on my Facebook. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
got a lot of likes.
It's very special to have, you know, NFL talent come out of here, and he's not the only one. You know, we have, you know, especially for this Paradise squad, you know, we have, you know, Jeff Mell, who went to the University of Oregon, is now an NFL player, and
he was a 4-year starting safety at Oregon.
I was just saying, Tom's brother playing some D1 ball too. So there's some good athletes coming out of the northern section.
Absolutely. Hayes takes it himself to the outside, spins off a tackle, able to make his way down to about the 21-yard line or so. So a 3rd and about 6.
And there's definitely a few players on this field that could end up playing on Saturday. You know, Jesse Holmes being one of them as a fantastic wide receiver.
You know, unfortunately, this has been a running game, not a passing game. You saw that big catch that got called back. Hayes rolls out. Pass incomplete there. Jesse Holmes laid a big hit on, I think it was Johnny Porter.
Yeah, Ryan Barnett, who had the interception in the
second. Barnett?
No, Barnett tried to hit the pass, but you're right. Holmes did lay down the big hit, but Barnett tried to get his paws on that one for his second interception, but just missed. Fortunate for the Bobcats, he didn't, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and unquestionably, Coach Prince is going to go for it right here.
So the Cats on both sides of the ball putting up a good game here. 4th quarter action. Hayes rolling out, takes it himself, and he gets tripped up, and that'll be a turnover. So the Panthers get the ball back here with 10:48 remaining. Yeah. We are in quite a crazy game. The game tied right now at 21-21.
Beautiful pursuit there by Andrew Morgan Hernandez. Looked like Hayes had a chance to make the 1st down, but great pursuit and great effort to make him cut back and trip him up. And you know, we were talking about the Bobcats being a scrappy defense, but that's a pretty scrappy set of downs there from the Panthers.
So 1st and 10. Reed at quarterback. Takes it himself right into the defensive line of the Bobcats. Picks up about 1 on the play.
Yeah, if you're the Panthers here, you have to be thinking, you know, cautious aggression. Obviously, you want to move the ball down the field, get the, you know, the go-ahead score here, make it take the lead, but you don't want to make a mistake either.
Robbins looking for Carrata Kelly, finds him across the 50-yard line. He's still on his feet. Tom Hayes went for the swat, but unable to, and he gets down to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been a little mix-up in the zone coverage there because Carrata Kelly was wide open, and Robbins threw a nice pass right on the, you know, threaded the needle, made a nice play there, and a huge momentum play to get them the 1st down near the red zone.
And Chico seems to be in control of the game here in the 4th quarter. Trevon Reed takes it himself up the middle, jumps across a couple of defensive linemen, able to get forward for about 6.
Yeah, and that Bobcat defensive line looked a little tired on that play, as I'm sure just like their counterparts have been playing a pretty outstanding game, but looks like the Chico offensive line getting a good push and good protection the last couple plays.
Robbins in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking for Holmes. Caught it! Is it a touchdown? There are 2 flags on the play. That might be a pass interference, but it might not matter.
Well, Holmes is trying to make his case right now, but it looks like the officials are going to talk it over. If he didn't make that catch, it would have been a spectacular catch, but either way, it's good news for the Panthers faithful.
Offensive pass interference, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I just retract my last statement on that one. That's unfortunate for the Panther faithful. You think you got the pass interference or even the touchdown, and both don't go your way. And the Boo Birds have suddenly awakened.
You know, that was a great job there by Jesse Holmes to make a diving catch or a falling catch.
Yeah, he did have that face mask earlier in the first quarter for that pass interference, so that he picks up his second pass interference of the game. You know, just a great athlete trying to make a great play, but, you know, defender has the same right to the ball as well.
And again, these penalties are just costing them yards.
Now making that Chico's 10th penalty unofficially on the game. And that's going to drive any coach nuts.
Robbins rolls out. Takes it himself, gets dragged down for another loss.
Yeah, good pursuit there by Welch to keep his eye on his man, pursue Robbins and bring him down, and now it's going to be 4th and about a half a mile now. And you know, if you're these Panthers, yeah, you got to send that punt team on the field just because it's a unrealistic 4th down conversion. And you know, your defense has played well the last couple of series, so give them a chance to make another big play.
And Justin Giss, number 10, was in on that tackle with Izzy Welch.
Looks like the Bobcats might be thinking about taking a timeout here.
See, and look at the way the momentum has swung now because of that penalty.
Yeah, you know, even I mean, even if, you know, that wasn't a pass interference call, that would have been incomplete, it would have been 3rd down. So, you know, the Panthers would have had an opportunity to either, you know, get the first down, get the touchdown, or even get a field goal. And that penalty just puts them way out of range. And now the Bobcats are going to get the ball back here with plenty of time to operate with, you know, just under 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
I mean, this might be a little bit premature, but, I mean, these penalties can cost them the game.
Oh, absolutely. You know, absolutely. But, you know, that's, you know, as a unit, you have to, you know, corral your team together and say, you know what, if we're going to lose, you know, if we're going to win or lose, we have to put in our best effort, and we can't let penalties be the reason why we lost.
Porter and Townsend are going to get this punt. And that goes out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Beautiful punt there by the young man. You know, that's a hard kick to make for, you know, a high school kick, but that's impressive that he put him down, you know, put the Bobcats down inside the 10-yard line. And for a Chico defense that has, you know, been weathering the Bobcats storm and really been playing well tonight, now you give them a lot of field to work with. So great punt there.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. I'm Matt Mellinger. Nick Dobas here with me for what's been a close game, to say the least. I mean, both of these teams going at it. This has been a defensive showing here tonight. Certainly not the offensive.
Yeah, no, you know, a surprise, but, you know, a pleasant surprise out of both these defenses. And I think, you know, it's going to come down to who makes the last big defensive play here in this ball game, with a tied ball game here.
You know, and Chico with, 10 penalties already?
Unofficially, about 10 penalties in the game so far.
One of which was an offensive pass interference into the end zone on a nice catch by Jesse Holmes. So, I mean, this potentially has the ability to lose them the game. It's a little premature to say that, but we'll see how they play this out.
See.
Bobcats facing a 3rd and 7 with 7:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they're not afraid to keep the ball in the ground here. They still have plenty of time. Really haven't gotten too much going in the passing game. So I don't know if the Panthers will be fooled by a play action.
And a fumble there. Tyler Burrows falls on top of it at about the 1 yard line. So, my goodness.
My goodness, indeed, Matt. It looks like Burrows wasn't quite ready for that pitch, and Hayes pitched it a little too early. Unfortunately, Burrows was able to, make a touchdown-saving recovery right there. And luckily, the Bobcats are able to punt this one away, but almost a very costly penalty.
Machado's going to kick this one away. Jesse Holmes back to receive. Nice high kick there. Jesse Holmes has to run back about 15 yards to get that one. Taken out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So nice kick by Machado there. I have a score update for you folks from the Eastern Athletic League. Foothill is down 45-43 to Enterprise. 1 timeout left with 1:39 left in the game. So I'm following Twitter closely here.
Yeah, you have to think about giving Enterprise a little bit of the advantage coming off a tough, close game last week to number 1 ranked Paradise. So let's see if they can hold on and get that victory that they, that they kind of fumbled away last week.
And we've seen these 3 teams battle at it so closely, and this doesn't surprise me that it's 4th quarter and the game's close. I mean, there you see Enterprise Foothill. Foothill's a team that we don't know too much about. We haven't followed them.
Yeah, well, Foothill played Paradise a few weeks ago. Kept it close in the first half, but Paradise kind of ran away with it, with Jonathan Dixon scoring 3 touchdowns, and Porter having a couple touchdowns as well.
And Cordero Rios finds a nice hole up the middle, able to get the first down to about the 23-yard line or so. 6:11 left here in the 4th quarter.
Well, I think if the Panthers can find a way to avoid shooting themselves in the foot, they've been knocking on the door a lot in this, second half, and if they can keep the penalties at bay, they should be able to score a touchdown.
I mean, any penalties at this point will not be good, to say the least. 1st and 10. Robbins, quick pass out to Trevon Reed. Reed finds room, takes it down to about the 10-yard line. So that'll be enough for the first down.
Yeah,
1st and goal.
Another great block there by Caracatelli, who's not only had a big impact catching the ball, but has been a great teammate, setting up some key blocks for his teammates. Sets up another big one there and makes it a 1st and goal for the Panthers.
Looks like it's a 1st and 10. They have to get to the 2-yard line. Pretty much 1st and goal, though. Ooh, hit hard there is Trevon Reed, and he's wanting the face mask.
It looks like the Bobcats came with a double blitz on the edge, sending both Tyler Rockwell and number 19, Eric Jensen, from their edge positions, making the nice blitz.
So they'll lose about 3 on that play. Robbins rolls out. Intercepted by Johnny Porter. Johnny Porter still on his feet, cuts it back into the middle before being taken down at about the 35-yard line.
And that is a pass I think Daniel Robbins certainly wants back. I don't think he definitely didn't see the coverage there. Threw the ball before his receiver even turned around, and Porter was able to make the opportunistic interception and keep the Bobcats alive.
Wow. Talk about a turn of events. They were knocking on the door to score.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot late in the second half, but because of penalties and turnovers, they haven't been able to open it.
Big man Dixon gets forward for about 4 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 6.
Now, if you're the Bobcats offense, you don't want to make the same mistake. You got a pretty good horse at Dixon that can run the ball and eat some clock. Just, manage this game and try to take some clock off and try to score with about, they have about 4.5 minutes left. If they can score within the next 2 or 3 minutes, or it's really going to put the Panthers in a conundrum.
Dixon again up the middle. And look at him go. This is crazy. Gets about 6, so a 3rd and 1. I don't know how he does it, but he just hits the hole and goes.
Yeah, but you know what? The Bobcats haven't been without their turnovers and penalties as well, especially in these 3rd and 4th down situations. So it's going to, I think from here on out, it's whoever ends up playing, the most clean football game might end up winning this game.
The bus, Jonathan Dixon, giving those D linemen a free ride. Oh, and what was this?
And this is going to be a big call either way for these teams. It looks like there might have been an offensive lineman that jumped early. Could have been encroachment as well. We'll see
the
what
Chico
they decide.
D-line moving back. So that was encroachment. So a free first down for the Bobcats.
Exactly, just free yardages right there.
Penalties, boys.
And that was, looks like that was Andy.
3:38, the clock is running.
Yeah, Addie Pierce with that encroachment, unfortunately, gives them the first down.
Burroughs gets taken down for a loss. Stopped there by Barack Karata-Kelly and a couple other Panthers. Able to pick up 1 yard.
Yeah, Karata-Kelly has definitely made his impact on this game on all factions of the ball. Laying blocks, making catches, making tackles. Outstanding young athlete.
And it's a final score now. Zach Trueblood intercepts Pollard with 41 seconds left. 45-43 Enterprise. Enterprise wins. 2nd and 9. Smoots in motion. Hayes rolling out. Still on his feet, able to get about 7 yards, but there is a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, this one might be coming back with a holding penalty. Yep.
Yep, holding. I'm telling you, a penalty is going to win or lose the game.
Yeah, I mean,
teams.
for either of these teams, and, it's mostly, like we said in previous weeks, for Paradise, it's been the false starts, but it's been a variety of penalties that have held. I think, if you look at it, that could be the reason that, we've had not as high scoring of a game. Obviously, you have to credit both defenses, but, both these offenses have been running as well tuned as they have been in previous weeks. But the main thing here is if you're Paradise, you're eating that clock. You got 2.5 minutes left. Plenty of time and field position to make something work out here.
Hayes back to pass. Finds a receiver over the middle, able to get the first down. That was Jay Dance picking up a key first down.
Yeah, haven't called his name, much, if at all, tonight, but he comes up with a huge reception. Obviously, with all the attention to Johnny Porter, he leaks out with that little tight end position and makes a huge first down for this Bobcat offense.
So 1st and 10. Bobcats have good field positioning here. Jonathan Dixon in the backfield. Takes a handoff. Fights his way forward for a couple. Able to get down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Sam Miller, also one of those guys who has introduced himself to Jonathan Dixon a lot. I'm sure he's kind of tired of tackling him, but, the undersized middle linebacker has actually played a pretty good game along with this defense, this entire defensive line.
Not much going there. Hayes gets taken down at the line of scrimmage, so a 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, it looks like the center of the quarterback exchange wasn't as clean as it wanted to be. Luckily, Hayes was able to get a handle on that and try to get as many yards as he could, but kind of a missed opportunity here, and it's going to bring down a 3rd and long. And these Panthers faithful are starting to show their pride right now.
Clock ticking with 30 seconds left, 39 seconds, excuse me. Tyler Burrows up the middle, spins his way out to about the 34-yard line, and then he'll be just short. So here we go, 4th and 1.
It looks like the Bobcats are going to take their second time out of this half. Kind of an eerily similar situation that we saw last week up in the foothills.
This is crazy, man.
Yeah, Paradise with the ball with a few seconds left. It'd be interesting to see if Machado can kind of redeem himself. If the Bobcats can get in field position, because Machado did miss that field goal at the end of regulation last week.
So crucial 4th down now.
A field goal attempt here would be a pretty lengthy kick.
Especially at the high school level.
Yeah, Coach Prince might be thinking try to pick up that first down. You got that one timeout left. Save it. Try to ice it on the field goal. And they are on their feet here at Asgard Yard.
25 seconds remaining. 4th and 1.
Well, football is a game of inches. Let's see who wins it.
And that appeared to be a little bit of a false start on quarterback Tom Hayes.
And I don't see any penalty flags on the field. Looks like Hayes might have gotten away with that one.
Yeah, Hayes looked. So it looks like they're going to bring the chain gang out here to measure this one.
Yeah, it looks like Hayes tried to go with a silent snap there. Most of the time when a quarterback comes to the line, he has a set cadence for his offensive line to go on. But looks like he went for a silent snap, tried to catch the Panthers off guard, and but it looks like he might have had a little false start there. But the officials didn't call it.
He's short. Chico ball. Wow.
The Panthers make a miraculous stand.
Wow. So that'll bring Robbins and the boys back out onto the field with their last chance to score. 21 seconds left.
As I said, game of inches, and looks like Hayes and the Bobcats offense was about an inch short on that one. We'll see what the Panthers will go here with here. Nothing. They would love nothing more here than to get a quick strike, end this game in heroic fashion. But we might be seeing a second consecutive overtime game here. And it looks like the Panthers are going to take some time to think about it.
That's a good call there.
Yeah, tough. You got some time to work with here. You still have 2 timeouts. You have, obviously all eyes are going to be on Jesse Holmes, but, don't count out that Carrot to Kelly guy. He's had a fantastic game in all factions of the ball, and I'd definitely be looking for him over Holmes, who's probably going to be double covered in this play.
And the fans are fired up. I don't blame them. This band is crazy.
Just another night of football up here in the northern section.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love it. Here we go. Looks like the Bobcats are going to have a couple guys playing a pretty deep 2 deep here. Maybe even a 3 deep, yeah. Not going to let anything go deep. Just tackle the short.
Paradise in a cover 3.
Dropping 2 linemen now. They're only going to bring 2 guys.
Reed's going to throw this one downfield for Karate Kelly. Almost comes up with the catch. That would have put them on the 20-yard line or so.
Yeah, kind of interesting strategy there by the Bobcat defense to only rush 2. Obviously, you want to have some guys back, but, that gives, the quarterback a lot of time to heave a nice throw, and to Kelly almost came down with it right there to give Chico some prime field goal position. Let's see if they try to dial up something similar again.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. And we'll see if we have overtime here again for the 2nd week in a row.
Bobcats rushing only 2 again.
And sacked.
Oh,
Sacked there by Kenny Bankson.
you know, Dixon, great effort there and great sacks to break through the line, but almost certainly could have gotten a personal foul taunting penalty at the end of that play. Luckily he didn't. Could have cost his team 15 yards, but great play to make the sack right there.
And this is unfortunate. You see Daniel Robbins limping off the field here. And we're about to start overtime.
Yeah, that's unfortunately. Robbins did leave the game at the end of the game against Shasta last week, kind of limping off the field as well. So kind of an eerie deja vu for the Chico faithful here, but another deja vu for us with an overtime game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Kenny Bankson take him down hard, so no surprise he's limping off after that one. So, folks, we have overtime. Oh, no, never mind. They're signaling 4 seconds. So they're going to put 3 seconds back on the clock. 3 seconds or 3 minutes? 3 seconds.
Oh. Well, for you folks at home, just a reminder of the overtime rules. One of the teams will elect to either go on defense or offense first, and whoever gets the ball first will get the ball on the 10-yard line to get 4 tries to score. I was mistaken last week saying it was on the 25-yard line, but in high school they start on the 10. So they have 4 chances to score, and they can either score or kick a field goal, and if the other team gets the ball back and either scores a touchdown or doesn't score, then the game's over. So hopefully it doesn't, last week's game was kind of that anticlimactic, devastating finish for Enterprise, going for 2 and fumbling that snap at the end. Hopefully we don't see such a heartbreaking ending this time.
And last week what we saw when Paradise was on offense to kick things off in the overtime, we saw Tom Hayes take the ball himself down to about the 1-yard line. So it'll be interesting to see if they come out with that on the first play or if they just keep handing it to Jonathan Dixon, because I can guarantee you Jonathan Dixon it'll take him 2 runs to get into the end
he's
zone.
been running really well, especially in the second half.
I'm not too familiar with the Chico offense, but I'm sure it'll have something to do with a couple guys coming in motion. And we're going to take a short break here, folks. We'll be back with you in just a second. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the game here in Chico, California. Matt Millinger here alongside Nick Dobus, and Paradise has elected to start with the ball first. So very similar to what we saw last week. Close games.
Looks like we got another overtime thriller here.
And we just found out that Enterprise beat Foothill 45-43. So, I mean, pending this game, it's hard to tell if there's really a true, solidly clear-cut, dominant number one team in this league because it's just so close. And
yeah, no, you're right, Matt. I mean, going into this game, I've watched Paradise the last couple of weeks, and I would have said absolutely number one. But going into now that they're out of the foothills and in unfamiliar territory, they can, they find themselves in a bit of a conundrum here. Let's see if they can prove their number one ranking and keep that and win this tight ball game.
There you see Johnny Porter lined up to the outside. Look for a Dixon carry up the middle or Hayes sweep. That's what we saw last week. Dixon takes a handoff up the middle, still on his feet. Taken down at about the 4-yard line. And he cannot be taken down. It's just impossible.
Got a lot of strength, and you got to have a lot of heart when you're running the ball like that. So, and he exhibits both of that right there and throughout most of the night.
So 2nd and goal. Is that 55 or 65 coming off the field?
It looks like that's a 55 right there. James Webb, another starting defensive lineman coming out, and that's going to spell trouble for this defensive front, who's already lost a starter earlier this game. Let's see if they can bear down here, try to keep Paradise out of the end zone and sneak away a victory on the other end of the ball.
So here we go. Tom Hayes takes a snap, hands it off again to Dixon. Dixon still on his feet, taken down at about the 1-yard line. He's able to get forward for a couple.
And that looked pretty painful as he was nearly bent over backwards.
Yeah,
on
that did not look good.
But he's a tough kid, and this defense has proved it's been tough all night. It's now, ready to go and go gently into that good night.
Looks like it's about a 3rd and yard and a half. Smoots in motion. Dixon in for the touchdown.
Yeah, there was no disguising what the Bobcats wanted to do on offense there with, consecutive runs to Dixon, just try to hammer it home and take the lead early in this first overtime.
It took him a little bit to signal that a touchdown.
Well, Dixon had to earn every one of those yards right there, that's for sure.
Sutter Wyatt with a kick that is almost blocked, and that one's good.
And that right there makes Dixon's 3rd touchdown of the night. In a game where we've seen, Johnny Porter had such an explosive game last week, and Tom Hayes, who's, made some mistakes and hasn't had his best ball game, Dixon has stepped up, taken over leadership of this offense, and has kept the Bobcats in it. See what the Panthers can dial up here on offense to try to match the score. The Bobcats might have snuck away with a victory with a 4th down fumble by Enterprise last week. Let's hope that that deja vu doesn't happen again for these Panthers.
If you're the Bobcats, I like this situation.
Oh yeah, you got the lead. Your defense has been playing pretty decently all night. You're one stop away from winning this game.
Here we see Trevon Reed. Signal Barnett in motion. Takes it himself, gets stopped. Stopped immediately.
Yeah, I'm not
Looks
sure.
like he loses a tiny bit.
Yeah, not sure what was really going on with that play. Not a lot of blockers or any running room at all. Reed was greeted by a whole host of Bobcats right there, forcing a 2nd down. And these Panthers faithful anxiously on their feet. urging their team on for a score.
Reed rolling out, gets pressured. Still on his feet. Rolling to the outside before being hit hard by a Paradise player.
Yeah, he took a
monstrous hit, and you can hear the fans asking for a flag. They're not going to get it.
No, great effort there by Trayvon Reed to keep the play alive. I don't think he had a man downfield to throw it to, so smart play to keep it. And unfortunately, it takes a wicked lick at the end of the play. Yeah, it's probably a smart move by Coach Alvister to put in Daniel Robbins, because you don't want to, have Reed make any mistakes after taking a licking like that.
And Robbins comes limping in. A 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line, so this is it. They got to get something cooking.
Yeah, and it looks like Chico wisely takes their one timeout right here with the ball game on the line these next 2 plays. Wow.
Wow, this is nuts. It's been quite a game.
Yeah, and, like we said, 2 scrappy defenses that, haven't really been that stout throughout most of the season, really, getting up for this, game, which not only has huge implications around the northern section, but especially in this very competitive EAL league.
I mean, this might be Chico's last chance to fight their way back up the standings. They find themselves in 5th right now, behind the 0-2 PV. Actually, I'm not sure what the PV score was tonight, but
no, but they need this win to even things out.
So look for them to go to the air for Jesse Holmes here. Sorry, I cut you off. I didn't.
No, that's quite all right. I'm anxious to see what happens right here.
Robbins in the shotgun. Almost intercepted. That could have been the game. Almost picked off there by Tom Hayes.
Yeah, and it looks like, Robbins, just like his counterpart the last play, took a huge shot with a bunch of Bobcats in pursuit on his tail. And this is the ball game right here, folks. 2 injured quarterbacks giving it all they can right now to try to keep their team alive.
That's heart right there. They're showing a lot of heart.
That's right. Paradise trying to remain undefeated in the EAL. Chico needing this win to climb right back up it.
Gets that one away in time. Holmes comes down with the catch. Touchdown, Chico. And do they go for 2 here? Do they go for 2?
I don't know if you're,
We saw this exact same thing, not in an overtime situation, but same thing when they were at Enterprise. They went for 2 and they lost it.
Yeah, double overtime last week, but I think, you take your blessings here if you're the Panthers and just take the extra point and send this into the other overtime. Let your defense, that's been playing really well, especially the second half, try to win it for you. But it looks like there is another Panther down on the field. And that's Jesse Holmes.
And that's not good.
That is devastating for this Panthers offense. Looks like he's going to come off the field. Hopefully he'll be back in, but he's going to have to sit out this play.
Did they take a timeout? Oh, he was just getting the play call. All right, so here we go. Looks like they're going to go for 2 for the win.
Yeah, I believe Holmes has to come out because he was injured on the field, and that's definitely going to affect the play calling here.
Certainly, and they're going to kick a field goal now.
Yeah, and I think that's the right decision. Even though your players are a little banged up, you're fortunate to get that miraculous 4th down play to extend the game. Try to get them a break and let your defense make a big stop here coming up. And it looks like the Bobcats are going to take a timeout.
And so the game rests on Rodrigo Serrato's foot here.
And Bobcats calling a timeout. I don't know if it's so much as to ice the kicker as it is try to,
just settle them down.
Try to settle them down and maybe, drop a nice block play here.
I think that's a good timeout taken.
Yeah, especially since, you're going to get, if Chico makes this, you're going to get a timeout in the next overtime anyways. So might as well just burn it now. Get everyone settled down. Obviously, as a defense, you're frustrated that you let up that play, but, you got to get back out there and try to make a big play here.
It looks like they were going to go for 2 if they didn't make Jesse Holmes come out. So that's unfortunate for the Panthers, who now, unless they're going to run a fake, have to settle for the extra point and go to a second overtime.
God, how about that play from Holmes? Been quiet, pretty quiet for most of the night, minus that touchdown where he, kind of burned Porter, who slipped, made the, is the hero of the day so far, making that big catch.
So here we go. The game resting on Serrato's foot. He's going to attempt the extra point here
I think
to send this to a second overtime.
I think both fan bases are holding their breath a little bit on this one. No regular extra point here.
That one's through. We have second overtime coming your way, folks.
Not by a lack of effort by Justin Gist to break through the line. I almost thought he was going to put a
too.
ball on it for a second.
A couple of Bobcats I got through the line there.
Yeah, would have devastated this Panther crowd, but they live to see another overtime with a miraculous effort by by Holmes. We'll see. Hopefully, he wasn't too injured on that play. Wanted to get out there once again, but let's see if this Chico defense, who's really stepped it up here tonight, can make a big stop. Put a lot of pressure on the Bobcats. It looks like we're gonna have looks like Coach Prince is gonna have some words with the officials. I'm not sure about, but he just wants to get some clarification on something.
It's probably regarding them making Jesse Holmes come out. I don't blame them for being upset about that, but the kid was down after making that touchdown, so I think that was just for more of a precautionary measure. And
yeah. Looks like they're gonna have a second coin toss here. Okay.
So it's the games are just getting better and better each week, aren't they, man?
Yeah.
Like, this is fun.
Well, yeah, obviously as we get, through the halfway point into the meat of the season, ball clubs are getting better, defenses are getting better, offenses are, everyone's just getting better. So, these competitive teams, are just getting a lot more competitive, which equals to exciting football here in the northern section.
And, we are halfway through the season, so all the teams around the league right now are fine-tuned into their purest form, except for the penalties.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot of penalties both last week and this week.
Yeah, the Panthers definitely had all their opportunities in the second half to, put this ball game, make it a one-score.
Run away with it, yeah.
Even a two-score lead at some points. But, their offense has really kind of shot themselves in the foot and forced this overtime. But, give credit to this Paradise team that's been, showed their resiliency last week and are showing their resiliency once again.
Pending the result of this overtime, we still don't have a clear-cut player of the game.
No, it's going to be decided who ends up with the, either the scoring play or which team wins. Because, like I said, Karata Kelly has had a fantastic game for the Panthers, and Jonathan Dixon really has been a force in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
really give the Bobcats some life. Looks like the Chico defense will be on the field. If they can get a big stop here, and
this is huge.
Yeah, and that way, that Panthers offense is just kind of banged up right now. Doesn't have to go for a touchdown. They can just run out the ball and even just kick a field goal whenever they want to.
Also, too, look for them to go for a different offensive strategy. Trevon Reed tried 2 runs up the. Hayes to the outside. He's in. Touchdown Paradise. And this is the exact same play that we saw for the Bobcats last week. Tom Hayes took it to the outside and able to find his way in, so that did not take long.
Yeah, we saw a heavy dose of Dixon in the first overtime, giving him, 3 or 4 straight runs. I think the Panthers were a little fooled by, Hayes keeping the ball to the outside, makes a nice sprint to the pylon, and, now really puts a lot of pressure on this Panthers team.
Sutter Wyatt's kick almost blocked, but it is good. So 35-28, Chico gets one last chance. Look for them to go with something else other than Reed taking it up the middle. There you see Robbins limping.
Yeah, Robbins is limping. I'm sure Reed his bell is still ringing a little bit after that hit. And even Holmes might be a little gingerly. So, you got to love the heart that, you see these young kids play with. And they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper here to try to force a third overtime.
And knowing how these guys play with such tenacity, I'm sure Robbins will play right through the pain. I mean, he has to. It's do or die. Robbins in the shotgun. Back to pass. Finds number 5 over the middle. Pass good for about 6 yards.
Yeah, and that's been their best pickup, their best connection all night is that Trevin Reed, Daniel Robbins, quarterback-to-quarterback love right there. And they're going to need a lot more of it now with
so
Holmes
they start
injured.
They start with Robbins instead of Reed. Back to pass over the middle. Swatted away, almost picked off by Izzy Welch.
He was, Izzy Wells bobbled that twice. He was one bobble away of ending this ball game.
And there you heard
right
the
there.
Chico fans take a sigh of relief.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was.
They knew they dodged a huge bullet right there.
There you see Robbins limping. He's got to fight through it. 3rd and about 5. Almost picked off again. Robbins threw back across the middle for Barack Karata-Kelly, in and out of Karata-Kelly's hands.
With that foot, he's basically just willing the ball into his receiver's hands. Fortunately, the last couple times it's fallen short, but gotta love a kid who's gonna go out there injured and make a play. This is it, the ball game right here.
4th and 5.
Looks like they're gonna change the play call here.
This is your ball game, folks. Reed in motion. Robbins, quick pass over the middle, finds Karata-Kelly in for the score. Now do you go for 2?
Yeah, you know what? I think at this point, after this overtime, you have to go for 2. But with how banged up your team is right now, and you almost threw 2 interceptions, I'd say, you got the ball game. Let's go for the win right now. And it looks like
they're going to do just that.
Like,
ladies and gentlemen, here is your ball game.
Let's see if the walking wounded can overcome and pull off the upset.
Reed in motion. Robbins in the shotgun. Looks to throw to the end zone. Caught! Karata-Kelly wins
it! Karata-Kelly wins it! And the walking wounded pull off an unlikely victory, upsetting number 1 ranked Paradise.
And I almost just fainted on that one. I was out of air.
Wow. These Chico Panthers surely scratched, clawed, poked, did everything they could for this win and pulled off the unlikely tonight.
And what a great win and confidence booster for the Panthers.
Wow. And that really shakes things up in the EAL standings, and this is going to be a score that's going to make a lot of people in the EAL happy, unless you're a Paradise fan. But wow, what an effort by both these teams. But what courage in those final plays right there. Unbelievable.
Who's your player of the game?
Well, looking at, the man of the moment, the man of the hour right there.
Barack Karata-Kelly.
Karata-Kelly, playing both sides of the ball. That's, his 3rd touchdown catch and seals the victory and seals the upset. what a fantastic game we had here in the northern section.
And folks, that's going to do it for us here from Chico. I lost my voice. I'm completely out of breath.
No, I know. I'm a little shaken too. You know, it's unbelievable. You know, you see these. You know, you just have to remember they're still high school kids, but you know, seeing Daniel Robbins limping to the shotgun position, and you know, even Trevon Reed taking a huge hit. You know, just kept coming back and was not willing to give up. And I mean, that's the true essence and beauty of football right there.
A sensational game here for you folks tonight. The final score, Chico Panthers 36, the Paradise Bobcats 35. Thanks for joining us, folks. PlayOnSports.com. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.